Welcome to Pink Radio with Prestige. This is the place for you, the diva boss entrepreneur who needs quick tips on building your praise-worthy brand. This is your host, Nicole Doss, CEO of the Prestige Society, a membership organization for women entrepreneurs who believe in building powerful networks while slaying in their industries. So I want you to go ahead and grab your favorite cup of coffee and get your favorite tips right here with Prestige.
Hello everyone, this is your girl Nicole Doss. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a new version of who you will be for 2018, and I am here to talk all about just that. So in particular, every year I would go to church and bring in the new year with my fellow church members. And one of the things that my pastor would always talk about is the new theme for that year. And I didn't really appreciate it then as much as I appreciate it now. I listened to it. I was thankful for the message, of course, but the appreciation is so different when I think about how you tie it to your organization. And ultimately, a church is an organization. It is a business, whether it's nonprofit or for-profit. I mean, it's a business. So it's a nonprofit business that has to generate operating costs in order for you to have a place to go to, in order for you to have employees who are able to perform certain tasks, and in order for you to even go to a place where there's lights that are on, heat or air conditioning that's running, as well as lights that turn off and on. So when you think about it that way, your church is a nonprofit organization that needs to generate income. And in doing that, you need to excite or you need to engage certain individuals within the organization so that you can continue to grow. And especially growing in alignment with a vision that you may have for that particular year that's tied to your growth plan. So when I think about this from a business standpoint, and trust me, I do not tie church and business together, but I do tie spirituality and my business together. And that's something completely different as far as how I align my purpose. But when I think about the theme, when I think about how my pastor always wanted us to have this theme, this year, it just hit me because 2017, for some reason, people weren't excited. And I had this conversation at my house this year, and I said, listen, everyone's excited. 2018 hit. We were all like, Happy New Year. Everyone was excited. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 2018 is going to be like beyond amazing. And my husband was like, I really feel that. And I was like, whoa, what? Because I call him the Grinch. Actually, I call him Mr. Grumpykins. So when he said that, I was like taken aback. Like, wow, like you really feel that as well. So then his friend said, yeah, I feel it too. And he starts naming all these goals that he wants to accomplish, things that he wants to be able to see in 2018. And the excitement was so different than what I heard from others last year. And so last year I saw a lot of messages on social media that basically had the tune of there's no need for you to say what your New Year's resolution is going to be, because just because it's a new year doesn't mean anything's going to change. And I was seeing that everywhere, to the point where I remember writing a blog post called Hot Mess New Year, because I'm like, listen, although people feel like 2017 isn't going to be any different than any other year, there is a way that you can tap into positive energy that will allow you to think very differently about what this year will bring. So we were kind of having a discussion this year about what exactly brought on those feelings. Some felt that it was the fact that in 2016 we got a new president and most of the nation wasn't so happy about who that individual was, and it made us feel like there was no hope. And now this year that we've made it through 1 year of the presidency, although we aren't excited about who's in office, we realize there's hope, meaning that we can that life still goes on, although we see the crazy things that are in the news, or better yet, on Twitter. And so because people feel that there's hope, then they're excited about like what their future could be, and they just kind of put out of their minds who's in office. I don't know. I just feel like it's something a little bit more deeper. I feel like there's this feeling of just hope in general, and realizing that you have the ability to make your life what you want it to be. And so for me, I started thinking about it from the lens of prestige. And I said, what is my theme? So my theme for prestige is exponential growth. That's it. Everything that we do, all of the activities that we plan, all of the different packages that we roll out, it all has to be tied to exponential growth. And aligning that to what is our overall goal. So our vision and mission is, to create a platform for women entrepreneurs who believe in building powerful networks while dominating or being major players, key players in their industry. So if that's our vision, how do we empower women everywhere to feel that way? So exponential growth is definitely the theme for this year. And so I talk about these themes because as you are cultivating your brand, I want to challenge you and trying to create a theme so that you can not get caught in this hamster wheel of just running this hamster wheel. So think about it for a moment. You have a business. There's tactical activities that must get done in order for your business to run, no doubt. So if you have a blog site, your job is to generate income through your blog site. So you have to do things like tap into affiliate marketing. You have to make sure that you are linking certain products that are aligned to your target audience, as well as maybe even aligned to the particular post that you're writing about. If you are a photographer, it is your job to get enough clients so that you can take pictures and get enough of a retainer so that you can cover your operational costs, as well as making a margin so that you can say that you have some revenue. And you think of all these things that you have to do to build your brand. But those things are tactical activities, right? They're activities that you have to do that get you an immediate result. But there's no time for strategy. And I don't know if I've shared this in the past, but let me talk to you a little bit about seasons. And the necessity of knowing when it's time to act. So in December, I was feeling very horrible. I don't even know how else to put it. And you know me, I don't really do filters. So in December, I felt really bad, really horrible. Someone had mentioned that Mercury was in retrograde. I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness it's over December 22nd, because what I was feeling during that time was nothing less than just horrible. And I could not explain it, and then that made me feel even more at loss. And for someone who's a coach, for someone who's very tapped into self-awareness, feeling like you just don't know what's going on in your head is a very uncomfortable space to be in when you're used to being able to either meditate or pray or just be aware of where's the root of these feelings coming from, and then being able to work yourself out of feeling stuck in those feelings. So if that's what I'm used to doing and being successful in those actions, when I'm in a space where I can't do that, that makes me feel crazy. And so in December, it just really got really uncomfortable for me. And I had an aha moment, and I'm so thankful for this aha moment. And what it came down to was that when I think about seasons, the one thing that came to my mind was me swimming in a pool in my backyard, July, temperature's about 90 degrees. And I do this usually every summer where I'm in the pool and I'm swimming. I'm always doing the backstroke. I look up to the sky and I always say, in this moment, I am blessed. Because usually what's happening is that there's music playing, my husband's grilling on the grill, kids are screaming, kicking, and everything. And this is a moment that I find a lot of peace. So when I was in this moment in December feeling like crap, I saw this vision. Me on my back, swimming, looking up to the sky, saying, in this moment, I am blessed. And all of a sudden, an overcast came. Yes, this is what I'm visioning. This didn't really happen. So an overcast comes and snow falls from the sky and the temperature drops from 90 degrees to 30 degrees. We all run inside. In that moment, in that vision, I had an aha, an epiphany that said, holy crap. So if we think it is a weird anomaly, if our seasons all of a sudden overlap, then why do we intentionally overlap seasons in our lives and then feel confused when the outcome makes us feel crazy, abnormal. So think about this. There's a season for me. There's seasons that I have defined. Season for planning, season for action or execution, a season for rest, and a season for reflection. So if I'm supposed to be in a season of rest, but I am entering into seasons of planning and execution all simultaneously, it is just like swimming, looking at the sky, doing a backstroke, saying, in this moment I am blessed, and then snow falling from the sky. You are mixing seasons, and everything has its appropriate time and place. So in this, as I began to go into my planning season in December, because once I had the aha moment, I stopped everything I was doing and decided I was going to be in my planning season. So when I got into my planning season, one of the things that I did is I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to really think about what it is I want to grow for the brand for 2018. And like I said, from that came this theme around exponential growth. Through that, then became planning of ideas, packages, services, events that all geared towards exponential growth. And some of the planning of those activities are small scale, some of those are larger scale, but nonetheless, think about it. If you are in this space where you want to grow your brand and you are only stuck in a season of executing tasks and that's it, then you aren't going to experience growth with your brand because you're never taking a step back to reflect. You're never taking a step back to say strategically, what is the vision for my brand? And then from that, there's nothing you're tying it to. Does your company have a vision and mission statement? If it doesn't, think about your pitch. I mean, and if you don't even have a pitch, we got to start from scratch. Because even if you have a pitch, your pitch of who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and those three very simple sentences, and maybe it's just one sentence that hits all three areas, that's really your vision and mission. I mean, your vision is what you do, who you are and what you do. Your mission is how you do it. And so if you think about it, if you don't even have that identified, then ultimately there's no strategy for you to connect. There's no theme for this year that you can really tie into because it's not anchored in something bigger. Because what we're talking about is something that's limited to a time. We're talking about a theme for a year, which should take you closer to reaching your overarching strategy or your overarching vision and mission for your company. And your vision and mission that has no time limit. Your vision and mission just is. And ultimately, yes, your vision and mission can grow. Yes, it can evolve to be something greater or different because as times change, your business is going to flex, of course. But overall, I mean, if you have a pretty stable market, if you are able to still tap into a pretty classic, I love to call it classic because things are classic, never go out of style. So if you can tap into a classic vision and mission, then you don't have to worry about flexing it every time the trends change. As trends change, you're able to fit it into a vision and mission that you already have set, if it's a classic vision and mission. So if you don't have that, I'm going to ask you to just hit pause on this podcast and ask yourself, who are you? Who are you as far as your company? So who are you? What do you do? And how do you do it? So once you have those questions answered and you have it written down, the question is, what does this year look like? How can this year help you? Make it catchy with a theme. When you make it catchy with a theme, you can socialize that theme. Exponential growth, that's it. I don't care how you take it. I know how I take it. I know how I fit it into my plan. But it's something I want to socialize. I want to socialize it with my members. I want to socialize it with the leaders that are in my company. I want to socialize it with those who are followers of the Prestige brand. Because ultimately, I want everyone to take part in how we grow. That's how I plan on one of my strategies for exponential growth. I really want to grow in our membership. Okay, great. So how do we do that? And we start building that plan. That's the beauty of having a theme. That's the beauty of having a theme that you can socialize. That's the beauty of having a theme where you can have members excited about it, because now they're like, wow, what's my theme? And how do I get some excitement around it? So think about your theme for the new year. 2018 has an awesome opportunity to make you awesome. What I love, one of my members, Antoinette Miner, she's a blog called The Young Professionalist. And she does an event called New Year, New You. I think she did one last year. She's doing this one this year as well. And it's so funny because what she does is she really challenges the young professional or the young entrepreneur to think about, now that this is a new year and we all come into the new year with New Year resolutions, what's going to be so different about you? So I encourage you to really think about what you're going to do differently this year that's going to bring about, what she says, a new you in your brand, a new brand for you. And maybe it's not new, but maybe you're going somewhere differently. Maybe there's some things you did last year you're thankful for. You said that was a really great experience, but now you want to experience something different. How do you get there? Stop for a moment. Allow yourself 3 weeks, 4 weeks, give yourself a month to really plan what you're going to do and what looks different for your brand, and then explode into the new year killing it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today's conversation. I hope you were able to take a few of those golden nuggets, put it in your back pocket, and use it when you need it. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, blessed, and productive day. Bye.